What's going on, everybody? Diehlornodiehl here, and today I am playing Domination on Grid. I am using the AUG dual mags, the Strela launcher, and my perk setup is Hardline, Sleight of Hand Pro, and Ninja. And I know I don't play Domination too much, but I'm running with a party this time. And as long as I run with a party, I'm okay with objective games. It's just I don't like to lose. And if you run random in an objective game, you're bound to lose. So I do play the Slayer role, however. I let people know this ahead of time. I'm not one to jump on flags, but I will get kills, and I will try to defend them as much as I can. So don't bash me for not capturing flags so much. That's not my role. I let people know this ahead of time. Also, you may notice this video is in HD again, thanks to Munch Gamer. And this is the last one that he recorded for me, so I'll be going back to my S-video quality next time, whenever PSN decides to get their shit together. But I just want to thank Munch once again for providing this beautiful gameplay for us. And speaking of PSN, just a couple updates. They expect the whole network to be back up within a week. It's kind of a rough deadline though, so slim chance it could be before the deadline. A really good chance, in my opinion, that's going to be after the deadline. And they still haven't really come out and said what happened to our credit card information. But since they keep saying, I don't know, I'm going to go with the information was stolen, and that's not safe. Because they know that if they just came out and said that they'd get so much more flack than what they're getting now. And they're getting so much right now. All well-deserved, though. You shouldn't have a network that big, that popular, so unguarded that way. And to have it down for so long, it just shows you don't have your shit together at all. And throughout this whole situation, you know, I've just done a lot of thinking, and I'm going Microsoft next generation. I mean, there's a lot of other reasons why I want a Microsoft console, but mainly it's the service. You get what you pay for, and since it's free on PlayStation, you're getting the shittiest network. You know, the service is terrible. So I'd rather pay a little bit each month to get a really nice service, and that's my plan. The PS3 is a good console, but Sony's a terrible service provider, and that's why I'm leaving the PS3. Next generation. Anyways, there's a topic I'd like to talk about, and it's something that I overheard my brother mention. He was telling a friend, and he said, it's easy to give advice, but it's hard to take it. And I did a lot of thinking about this, and it's really true. And I have two stories to kind of back up each side of that argument. Now, I have a friend at work. She's in a relationship of 7 months, and her relationship's really unhealthy. I would say she and her boyfriend fight 5 out of the 7 days. So there's a lot of fighting, not a lot of good times, but there are some. And she'll come to me for advice, saying, what do I do with this relationship? And, you know, I'll tell her, I'm like, you're unhappy, you fight most of the time, you should end it. And she acts as if she's listening, but in the end, she doesn't take it, she ends up staying with him. And I'm standing there going, you know, this is all your fault if you let this happen. But I'm not looking at the situation through her eyes. And the funny thing is that I've actually been in her same situation before. About a little over 2 years ago, I was in a relationship of my own, and it was very similar to this one, very unhealthy. There was a lot of fighting, probably one of those 5 out of the 7 days we fought. There were a couple good times, and in my eyes, at the time, the good times outweighed the bad. And I had friends and family both telling me, you need to end this relationship. It's unhealthy, you're very unhappy, and things are only going to get worse. And I wouldn't have anything of what they're talking about. I was like, you don't know what you're talking about at all. The good does outweigh the bad, and things will work out. Now, it took me time to actually figure out myself that this relationship was god-awful. But if I had listened to what people were telling me, then that wouldn't have happened. You know, I could have avoided a lot of pain and had a lot more good times. But the thing is, I wasn't listening. And these are my friends and family, so I know they're not just, you know, bullshitting me. This is legit, but I didn't listen. So I couldn't take the advice, and I ended up getting more heartbreak. But I could have easily avoided it if I had just you know, the people that I trusted. If I had listened to them, none of that would have happened. Now, this person, my friend, she's not taking advice. I'm not the only one giving her this advice. She's got friends and family, once again, telling her to end it, but she's not listening. And now when I look at this situation, I can understand why she's being a little hesitant to end it. Though, I mean, I'll still stand by my argument, but I'll still say she should end it, but I can understand why she won't. I don't think it's the right thing to do, but I can be more understanding. So, I mean, it's really hard to take advice on anything, on like a big decision, whether it be a relationship, choosing a college or a career. And it's really easy to give advice. You really got to put yourself in that person's perspective to truly understand the situation and how taking advice isn't so easy. But if you're not in that person's perspective, you can just give advice so easily, because you're not putting everything in mind when you're making that decision. And I mean, another situation where this argument is true is choosing a college. Like I said, I myself am trying to decide what college to go to. For a while, I had the idea of going to a college where all my friends are at, because when I visit, it's really fun. It's a cool campus. It's a place I thought I wanted to be. And I'm not so sure anymore, because I don't really know what I want to do for a major. And if I decide to go to this place, I'm going to be spending a lot of money. And if they don't have a major that I want, it's almost going to be wasted money, because I could have gotten those credits at like a community college or something. So I'm being really hesitant in my decision right now. I'm currently taking off a semester. I don't know what I'm going to do in the future. And, you know, some people are like, oh, go to the college you're happy at. And, I mean, yes and no, because you got to put a lot of thought into it, both financially and, you know, related to your job. So it's really tough for me to take advice right now. But, you know, I have friends in high school who are looking for college, and I easily gave them advice. I was like, oh, go to this place, it'll be fun. Or go to this place, it has your major. So, I didn't put myself in their shoes. Once you weigh all the pros and cons from their eyes, it's a lot harder to make a decision, and taking advice isn't easy at all. So I thought that was a really interesting thought. Maybe you can like think about certain things in your life where you wouldn't take advice, but you could easily give it, and you'll realize this. It's kind of like a rule almost, that it's always true with a situation that's important. So I thought that was really interesting. I hope you guys thought the same. Leave feedback below, maybe with a situation similar to mine, or just thoughts in general. I always like listening, or reading, not listening, but reading comments of people. I read all the comments, and I respond to most of them. So I like hearing feedback. Anyways, it's probably going to wrap up this video. We do end up winning with a pretty good score. I don't think this team really... I wouldn't say they didn't stand a chance, but they weren't too much of a threat. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give me a thumbs down, but I'd appreciate it if you gave me some feedback as to why you didn't like it. Because, you know, feedback always helps me improve, and that's what I'm aiming to do, so... Also, you leave comments. I always like reading the comments, but I've already gone over this. And lastly, subscribe if you want to see future commentaries from me. I always do a lot of subject commentaries when I have certain thoughts, and I rarely do commentaries about the gameplay. I do some once in a while just so I can put more material out there, but for the most part, it's going to be not about the game. So if you like the kind of commentary, subscribe. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a great day.